I don't think anything of getting rid of bad people in high positions. I really don't. And yeah, I'm poor. Well, it's not the worst thing in the world. I don't go around locking up old women, giving them bruised faces, taking their rights from them. And one day I won't be poor. My stuff will sell and I'll be an overnight success. So I'm going to say it's probably about 2 years my mum's got left with her brain. I've spoken to lots of people. It goes on for like a decade. So you can't kidnap my mum. You just can't. And yeah, full investigation. Nori has to be removed. Oh, and also that young girl that was there, and I can't say anything nice. I can't say anything nasty about because I'm just so nice. Yeah, you were the one that left the cane in the car, gave her an unbuttoned shirt. So I'd can that. And also, I'm very astute in body language and tone. Don't. You've got a bad lot where you in the mental health services. It's that simple, and they have to go. It's that simple. Right. To get the passport, it takes 3 to 5 days. I'm not having her having a passport, having to wait for the passport, and then she dies under your care. I need this on the record. I think you're killing my mum off. I think she's going to die under your care for 2 years. And the reason that I say this, my mother has breast cancer, and when she went into hospital, the reason that she went into hospital is Tasmanian Health Department did not do a shopping service for an 80-year-old woman with breast cancer. You know, I don't see how you can even begin to deny that one. Like, good God. And then they just nabbed her. And had anybody actually contacted me, you know, and then you should have just contacted me. You then leapt on some horrendous story that my eyesight was unable to see. You should have all just asked me. I had an eyesight test in Canada, and I had an eyesight test here. Not only that, come on. Just come on now. So, but it was any excuse, right, to get her. I mean, the way that judge, who wasn't a judge, said, but you'll lose your Australian pension, it was as though it was his pension. It's none of your business, none of your concern. It was very rapey. For 2 years I've been raped by the Australian health services, and so's Mum. Why are you clinging on to her so much? Like, seriously. Don't you want her to be with her family? Don't you want her walking around? No, you want her drugged up in a place in Tasmania. What's the tourist people going to think of all this? Send your parents down to Tasmania so they can have a bruised face, be over-drugged, I mean, Nori actually got you when Mum said that she couldn't go on the laptop, or the laptop couldn't do Facebook or something. Nori went in and put a USB in her laptop. You know, that's so abusive. And Mum had to pretend she didn't know what she was doing. Of course she knew. If you go into hospital and you wake up and there's a doctor standing over you saying, we've given you shock treatment twice, your first priority is your daughter. Your priority is, oh my God, if they've done it to me, they're going to do it to her. So, yeah, she took your drugs. She took your drugs. She took your face bruising. She took everything. For me. Because when you told her not to contact me that first time after the shock treatment, she was so scared she didn't go on social media. And not going on social media, she couldn't see that everyone has been arrested She couldn't see that. So her brain is locked in back then, where she was the only one that was protecting her daughter. You need to know, when all that Weinstein crap was going on, my mum, on her pension, had to go to every single one of his movies to get something on him. Imagine that. And fast forward, I'm in New York, don't even know if the man exists. And I'm going to Coney Island because everybody goes to Coney Island and go to Coney Island. Completely unaware of Epstein. He got me once. He got me in Coney. The policeman stopped him. So when people say, oh, we didn't know, everyone knew. And then, because I didn't realise I was going to Coney Island and giving out messages of clear, I love you, didn't even know the man existed. My mum then flies over from Australia to New York and says, we're going to let's go to Coney Island. So we go to Coney Island, and then we go to Brighton. Brighton is an amazing place for culture, blow your head apart. And so we go, and Mum says, I don't like this, she says. Where else can we go, she says. And so, now, I don't know if you know how big Manhattan is and stuff like that, but, for a 70-year-old, that was huge. We then go from Brighton Beach, Coney Island, to Long Beach. It's a big journey. And my mum took me there to say, look, there's another beach. You don't have to go there. And that's my mum. Always protecting me. Because the police and the government wouldn't do anything. And here we are, two years of it. Of a different kind of abuse. The worst abuse. The worst. You gave her a bruised face, and you've done all these things to her, and you overdrugged her, and I had to ring up an 80-year-old heroin addict daily. And she was so scared. But that's not the worst. The worst is that she's got breast cancer. She's got it. And in 2 years, no Dr. Paik, no Nori, no social worker, no Julie, no anybody said, you've got to go for that checkup. So they've killed her off, right? That's the deal. That's what you've done. It was Weinstein that threw Epstein under the bus. And Weinstein firmly believed that because he did that, because he gave forward Epstein, that he'd be forgiven. Because he didn't believe that he raped. He believed it was anniversaries. And you don't believe that you are cruel, do you? Not in the slightest. In fact, you think, well, you're giving her drugs, and you've created a safe environment. Safe is not. It's a jail term. That's what you've done to her. And this is all about getting at me. So I don't love someone who's a homosexual, who cannot. There will never be anything. Everyone knows he's gay. Weinstein, Epstein, all the predators, they're all gay. How else? How else can they? They have to distance themselves, don't they? And I'm a big advocate for gay people. I love gay people. It's not an issue in our family in any shape or form. The ones I don't like are the ones that are unable to come to terms and use and abuse and are predators. And that's what's going on here. I think the deal here is that somebody firmly believes if they kill my mother off, I will then transfer all my affections. That man needs to get laid with a boyfriend. It's that simple. Everyone knows. So this is ridiculous. What is psychotic is not giving someone with breast cancer a cancer checkup.